Welcome back. 1 in 4 new cases of HIV in Pima County affect Latinos. That is exactly why there is a campaign called Moments That Matter that brings awareness to prevention in the Latino communities.
Andres Cano joins us to talk about the effort and 2 upcoming events. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining
me.
us. Yes. And so this is the 12th year that this has been going on. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. National Latino AIDS Awareness Day is celebrated every year on October 15th, and as you mentioned, this is the 12th year that we are celebrating this important day. 1 in 4 Latinos being affected by HIV in our county is just too far of a health epidemic for us to, turn a left eye and not pay attention to this issue. And so our mission is education and making sure that folks are getting tested for HIV and that we really break the stigma about talking about HIV and sexual health.
Why do you think there is that stigma? And like you were saying, the 1 in 4 that are affected is in the Latino community. Why do you think that is?
Oh, it's very much a taboo subject and has been. But what we're trying to do as a committee and as a community is really encourage folks, especially in the Latino community, which is, as I know from personal experience, a very conservative lifestyle. We need to talk openly about this issue. We need to make sure that folks are not scared about talking about this and break the stigma, pay attention to those moments that matter.
And we're talking about kind of dealing with the cultural barrier and knocking down some doors, talking about sexual health. How do we tackle that if you say, the Latino community is so conservative?
Sure. You got to get tested is priority number 1. And you can actually get tested by just picking up your phone and texting your zip code to 566-948, 566-948. If you just send your zip code to that number, you will get the testing provider that's closest to you. And so get tested and know your status. The thing that we're dealing with is even if you are HIV positive, you should know that you are in a community that loves you, that embraces you, and then wants you to be here for a strong, healthy quality of life.
And even though we're making testing so easy, like you said, it's a text message away, it's, going down. And we were just chatting during the commercial break about confidentiality. And maybe that's the speed bump that people are getting to. Like, if I go in to be tested, will people know that I came in to get tested? What will come along with that, taking that first step? Is that maybe a problem that you guys are pushing up against?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's always the number 1 question. Is it confidential?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Our community partners are so committed to making sure that you are aware about your sexual health and also that you don't have to question whether anybody's going to find out about your status or, what you're going into a clinic for. HIV is transmitted in 2 primary ways. It's drug needles and also sexual contact. So those are the 2 main areas that we really need to focus on.
And let's say, a viewer out there decides to text that number, goes and gets tested, comes back with a positive test result. Where do they go from there? How can they get support?
Sure, and it could be scary. It could be scary. And that's why, the messaging really has to be incorporated under the umbrella of know your status. Because if that's positive or if it's negative, as long as you're taking care of that preventative health care of your own body, you should really just make sure that you're aware of that status. And there are so many community partners that know how to handle that exact question of if you're positive, what happens. It's conversations, it's therapy, but more than anything, it's the message that you are loved no matter what your status is.
It is, and that statistic that we keep throwing out, that 1 in 4, really let that kind of sink in as to what that means. Just look around, you and your 4 friends, that really means everybody should be getting tested. It's not one particular person or what you're doing in your life. Just go. It's a peace of mind. And it's also, like you said, if something does come back with a positive, there is a community waiting for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's our message. Education, prevention, and treatment. That's why National Latino AIDS Awareness Day is in existence.
And very quickly, before we have to let you go, you have a celebration coming up. Can you explain more?
Yes, we do, and thanks for having us. Next Wednesday is National Latino AIDS Awareness Day, October 15th. We have a community celebration and dinner at the Casino Ballroom. It is free to the public. If you're interested in attending this dinner, you can go ahead and give us a phone call, and we would be more than willing to accommodate you. We have great national speakers coming in to talk about this issue, and a fun fun environment.
In a fun environment. So as we were saying, the National Latino AIDS Awareness Day Community Dinner and Conversation will take place on October 15th in the El Casino Ballroom. There will be a silent auction at 5:30 and a free dinner at 6:30 p.m. For more information and to RSVP, you can call 792-3523 or visit nlaad.eventbrite.com. And like Andres said, to find the nearest HIV testing provider, you can text your zip code to 566-948. Andres, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.